Hi, Monkey Dash here. Given the teaser trailer for Return to Monkey Island just recently dropped, info from Ron Gilbert has been highly sought after about his upcoming sequel to LeChuck's Revenge. He has revealed a few things here and there about what to expect from the games, but so far the developers have been pretty tight-lipped, and I appreciate that. I don't want spoilers, I want to have the story as it's meant to come out in the game. But one question is currently relevant. How will this new Monkey Island 3 fit in with the previous sequels? It has been made clear that this new game will pick up exactly where LeChuck's Revenge left off in the carnival. Curse of Monkey Island did the same thing, albeit with a slight time jump. So will this be a split timeline of some kind? Will the two games exist in their own world and not overlap? But then why is Murray in the trailer? He made his debut in Curse and became a skull in that game. In their interviews, Ron and Dave Grossman have been saying that their return will respect the other titles, Curse, Escape and Tales, but they will also ignore anything in them that does not suit the story. They are also not above stealing good ideas and characters from them. But the exact shape this respect will take is not yet clear. We don't know if they're doing a multiverse type thing like Crash Bandicoot 4 did, or if they will be doing something like Star Wars Legends, where all the old novels and games exist in their own story world but not in the new Disney canon. Some have suggested that Return could start at the carnival from LeChuck's Revenge, and by the end leave Guybrush where he was at the beginning of Curse, retconning each of those games to become sequels of Ron's trilogy. I think this is unlikely, as it would have Guybrush at the carnival for the entire game, or he would go back to it at the end. It would also mean LeChuck would not take demon form, as he was still a zombie at the beginning of Curse. In short, that's probably not going to happen. Demon LeChuck is something Ron wanted to do for years, so he's probably going to. One theory is that the teaser with Murray is actually a subtle hint that Curse onwards simply will not count anymore. Murray is the only character besides Guybrush, LeChuck, Elaine, plus Stan and the Voodoo Lady, who appears in every game since their first appearance. In a way, he is iconic of the post-Ron era, so where we see him dumped in the sea in the trailer, that could be a subtle way of saying all that stuff is being swept away. I would find it quite funny if Murray was only in the trailer and not the actual game for this reason, even though I love the character. Gilbert's Twitter feed is a valuable source of info, and he has been fielding some questions so we can gather a bit of data. We find that he is in fact confirmed Murray is in the game, and that somehow Curse of Monkey Island will still be canon. As I said, Murray is already an odd inclusion. He became the demonic skull when Guybrush shot him with a cannon in Curse. Before that he was a full skeleton. So if he appears, will he have a new origin story? Or will that scene play out again? Or will he be brought through some interdimensional portal? So, Curse is canon, but they have still said that some things in the sequels got in the way of their story, so let's have a brief look at some of the things that Return from Monkey Island is likely to ignore. Ron has confirmed at least one change. When asked about the Herman Toothrot plot twist from Escape, he flatly said that it's gone. We can probably also assume that the poorly received monkey combat will also be ignored, and even more likely, the giant monkey robot that never made any sense. In secret, Guybrush clearly enters a biological giant monkey, not a mechanical one. This monkey robot was intended as the real secret of Monkey Island that we'd all been waiting to discover. In a 2005 interview, Ron said that he'd never played Escape, but if he ever was able to make his third installment, he would finally reveal the true secret. Of all the games, Escape will probably take the most hits, especially as Dave Grossman worked on both Curse and Tales, and is now working on Return, so he may be softer on them. I would also like to think that LeChuck's strange ability to transform between ghost, zombie and demon forms will be ignored. That never made much sense to me. He could also transform into a human form as Charles L. Charles, and although in secret he was in disguise as Fester Shinetop, it did seem more like he was wearing somebody's skin rather than shapeshifting. We will probably also lose the tribe of monkeys with a talking leader descended from the one that helped Guybrush get into the monkey head. I imagine the strange cliffhanger from Tales of Monkey Island, where it seems to make the Voodoo Lady into a villain, will also be ignored. She was a bit of a trickster and took credit for the defeat of Ghost Pirate LeChuck, but I don't think she was ever a baddie. She's been like the Obi-Wan to Guybrush's Luke Skywalker, so even though she's a darker character, I don't think that extreme a change would fit. On the other hand, Ron Gilbert was on board as a visiting professor of monkeyology for the game, so perhaps it did have his thumbs up. Also from Tales is the inclusion of mermaids. Now, apart from the undead, the Monkey Island games had no fantasy creatures. The troll in Secret turned out to be George Lucas in a costume. I think Ron will continue without mythical beings, as he seems to want to avoid that. One of Guybrush's most iconic character traits, besides wanting to be a pirate and being able to hold his breath for 10 minutes, was introduced in Curse. He has an irrational fear of porcelain, but it seems that this is one of the casualties of Ron's new canon. Another massive thing that has become a staple of the series is Elaine and Guybrush's relationship. In Curse, they expressed undying love and got married and have been an iconic, aspirational power couple ever since. Ron never wanted that for them. It seems he would have continued the relationship from LeChuck's Revenge, where Elaine cared about him, but kind of wanted nothing to do with him at the same time. So, will the heartwarming love story be lost at sea? Speaking of relationships, after the bombshell at the end of Revenge, it seemed that Curse onwards took LeChuck's revelation to be part of the trick that had Guybrush trapped in the carnival. But it would seem that Ron would actually maintain that Star Wars homage as true. Guybrush as a whole might be a very different character. A theme in both Escape and Tales was that Guybrush was a famous hero. He finally was a fearsome pirate in his own way. But that wasn't Ron's Guybrush. In Secret, he was young, naive and green. In Revenge, he was overconfident. Maybe he'll go back to being a bit more of a bumbler. I mean, Guybrush's whole adventure in Secret just complicated things. Elaine was able to rescue herself and create a ghost zapping formula without him. She would have been totally fine if he never showed up. Similarly, in LeChuck's Revenge, Guybrush goes on an epic adventure to find a worthless treasure and then needs to be saved by Elaine. So perhaps Return will be a return to form in which our hero is not really a hero at all? And will Big Whoop go back to being just a big whoop of nothing, rather than the voodoo entrance to hell that is the central thing to the story of LeChuck, H.T. Marley and his crew, and the foundation on which the carnival is built on? The Secrets of Monkey Island has two endings, depending solely on whether or not Guybrush sinks the sea monkey with the cannibal's primitive artwork. Escape from Monkey Island canonised the ending in which the ship is sunk as the memory sticks with Carla and Otis. That ending may now be up for debate once again, seeing as so much of Escape is probably going to be ignored. Perhaps this is the way that both series could be canon. Perhaps the primitive art was really some kind of time manipulation device, and so the ending in which the ship sinks leads to the curse of Monkey Island, while the ending in which Guybrush returns to Melee with his crew will lead to the new timeline. It's going to be really fascinating to see the changes in the new game in this series. With a team behind it who really care about what they're doing, we have high hopes and trust that they aren't going to go the way of so many bad reboots.